Today, possibly the only time a great prank has ever involved guns, knives, and skin. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, broadcasting this week from the same place we always broadcast from. This studio. I should really get out more. Who says video games are just violence simulators? Probably people that haven't seen the really neat emergent gameplay in The Culling. For those not familiar, The Culling is a survival game. 100 players enter a wide open environment, and only one player leaves. Sort of like Battle Royale or The Hunger Games. Except some players are eschewing the killing and setting up as shopkeepers, crafting bandages, trading weapons and other goodies. And while some players do try to gank them and take all their stuff, other players are acting as bodyguards for the shopkeepers to prevent that. It's all very noble and heroic, and better yet, only a few players are complaining that the beautiful seeds of cooperation and commerce are screwing up their killing simulation. Indie-focused gaming storefront itch.io thought it would be a funny April Fool's joke for their competitors at Steam to launch a storefront app for itch.io on Steam Greenlight. To be clear, they thought it would be funny to launch the Greenlight campaign on April Fool's Day. The campaign itself is not a joke. Sure, Valve may not consider itch.io a threat to Steam, but they are competitors, and potentially selling an app for a competing storefront on your storefront has to feel a little weird. This is really going to test Valve's hands-off approach to Greenlight, and if some of the games that make it through their so-called system are any indication, expect to see itch.io on Steam as early as now. Speaking of April Fool's pranks, the Counter-Strike global offensive economy is reeling a little bit, anyway, after a prank got away from its instigator. CSGO YouTuber McSkillet released a very convincing video on April Fool's Day discussing a new update in the CSGO marketplace where a player could trade up 10 skins of a specific quality, covert skins in this case, and receive a random knife. Knives in CSGO can sell for hundreds of dollars, and in the video, McSkillet randomly received a knife he appraised at $2,000. At the end of the video, he makes it clear the whole thing was just an elaborately edited April Fool's prank, but people didn't wait around, nor did they independently confirm this news. They just hopped onto the marketplace to buy approximately $30 of covert skins, only to find they had nowhere to trade them in. This caused a brief, massive spike in value for covert skins, and resulted in players spending an estimated $53,000 they wouldn't have otherwise. So let this be a lesson to everyone. Before you run off and buy something, heck, before you even comment, watch the rest of the video first. A new mod for XCOM 2 is making the game a little more like Fire Emblem. Reality Machina's Squad Cohesion mod basically adds the Fire Emblem face relationship system to XCOM. The more your soldiers fight together, the more they grow to trust and like each other, and the more benefits they get from being teamed up. Stuff like bonuses to aim, crit, hacking, etc. The sword cuts both ways though. When things go badly, squad mates' trust can go down, and if a soldier dies, their surviving squad mates can receive the negative status Shaken. All in all, it's very cool, but no word on if the mod will eventually include the best Fire Emblem relationship system, the one from Awakening, i.e. where you get to run your own super soldier eugenics program. A pirate World of Warcraft server was given legal papers from Blizzard and will be shutting down. Nostalrius, arguably the most popular of these private servers, was running a classic version of WoW, one no longer supported by Blizzard. With 800,000 registered players and 150,000 active players, this action is leaving many upset and confused. Why shut it down? And why now? The why is really simple. It's against the WoW terms of service. You just aren't allowed to run a server like this. The why now is a little more tricky because Blizzard isn't saying, but assumptions range from Nostalrius getting too big to ignore, or simply that Blizzard's lawyers finally got around to it. It's understandable to be upset, but this is all too often how stories like this end, and it bears keeping in mind. Just because they haven't done anything yet doesn't mean they won't, or even that they approve. Unless they outright say they are okay with it, assume otherwise. I agree, it would be cool if Blizzard just let this be, and I'm not saying don't try cool things, but when it comes to projects that are blatantly against the terms of service, look, I've seen too many fan remakes lose years of work because they thought that silence was tacit approval. The real losers today are any other MMO, because a private pirate server of WoW had 150,000 active players. Holy shit, you guys. Like, no wonder people basically stopped trying to make the WoW killer. WoW can kill itself and still do better. Coming up, Science Combat, a game that previously existed only as GIFs and in the imagination of artist Diego Sanchez, has been made into a real playable product. While the game looks super sweet, I'm concerned about the precedent this sets. There are definitely some GIFs that should not become real under any circumstances. And now that the video is over, thank you, and you may comment.